Hey guys, Youthful Yields here. Today we're going to be going over the portfolio for the week. So you can see a lot of the market is very red this week, which is unfortunate. There's a lot of stuff continuing on with the war in Iran. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's the cause of things, but you can see most of the market was red with the exception of maybe a few specific smaller sectors. For example, software application and software infrastructure. You can see those did decent, but the rest of the market didn't do too hot. So fortunately, our portfolio went down quite a bit this week. So we can see here we went down about 5.43%, where the SPY went down about 2%. We're at 44,423. So yeah, the biggest loss obviously was Composer. Now that's just the unfortunate thing about holding a leverage ticker when the market is not doing very hot, right? Or a bull leverage ticker when the market's not doing it hot. It did briefly switch to TQQQ, or sorry, SQQQ, but then it actually switched the very worst time when the market went up the next day. Then it switched back to TQQQ, it went down again, and now we're actually in SQQQ again. So you can see on Composer here how that looks. SQQQ. So yeah. Not doing too hot on this portfolio, but that's kind of expected. On this one, we could take a look at the week by week, or sorry, the week movement here. See if I come over here and go to here. You can see the biggest loss was a consumer staples. Procter & Gamble down 8%, which is kind of crazy. And we have healthcare. Biggest loser there was Vertex. It's kind of interesting because that actually just went up quite a bit. But the biggest loss here in real estate was for Prologis. And on the opposite side of things, energy actually was positive. So it's the only sector that was positive this week. And the biggest gain on that was Chevron. Then we got semiconductors. The biggest gain here was AVGO. I think they had good earnings or something. And utilities was next with the biggest gain from Duke Energy. So in terms of activity on the portfolio, in terms of like, dividends and whatnot, we have two dividends, one from Visa and one from the Southern Company. So there's that. And a review of the holdings you can see here. And in terms of losers, we have 6 now. Procter & Gamble has just went negative there. Microsoft's still at 8%, but I think this was at 12% last week, so we're a little bit closer to coming out of the negative. And then these two financial companies not doing too hot there, and AMD and Home Depot. Honestly, Home Depot, Procter & Gamble, all of these I'm pretty fine with, honestly. The only one I'd probably say I just don't know enough about is AMT, so yeah. And then last but not least, on the side of the Webull portfolio, we have this. So down 12%, up 6%, down 20%, up 8%, and up 9%. But unfortunately, we did lose. We did end the week as a loss, so that's that. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to add. There hasn't been a lot of movement or like changes in the portfolio recently. I'm just waiting for something to trigger, so I will actually bring up this real quick. Well, I'll bring up bringing up a chart for SQQQ, or sorry, TQQQ. You can see that we have the Holy Grail strategy that we're currently in. I've did the Pine script on it. You can see this purple is the SQQQ. So we were there, then we went into this for a couple days, and then we went back into, or maybe only one day. No, it was 2 days. And then we went back into SQQQ. So you can see how that kind of looks here. The 20-day is the purple one on the top. We can kind of see this here if I go to data window. And then the white one on the bottom is the 200-day. So you can see those are really close right now. Closest they've been for a while. You can see since the last time that happened, how it's kind of looking pretty similar here. This one dropped a lot faster. This is for the tariff announcements and stuff. There actually was an interesting piece of the market. It was already heading down, and then when April happened, right around here, you can see it actually how it changed there. But if we go back a little bit further here, this is 2022. It's kind of a similar story here. So who knows if that's going to be just a bear market for the whole There have been cases where it's been close, but this is like remarkably close, I'd say. So I do expect something to come out of this, but the 20-day did start to slow down. You can see it's been trading sideways instead of like going relatively down. So we will see how this ends up. But I would not be surprised if this just started, if this started to flip. The 200 was over to 20, and yeah. So yeah. Once that happens, I do believe the portfolio is going to do very well. That's kind of how it works. It rotates in a very nice, like hedge position. So, or like, you know what I mean. But yeah, that is it for me. And as always, I wish you guys a wealthy future.